Hello, this is video number 2 on the concept of equality or number balance. Basically, all of the stuff stemming around this is the equal sign. What does the equal sign mean? And a lot of times kids at the elementary and middle school level have difficulty with what the meaning of the equal sign is, and that's usually because of what the textbooks do to our kids. Usually they see the equal sign as the end all, and then it has some type of number with it, and kids start making mistakes. So in this whole unit on the Moodle page, it just talks about concepts of equality or number balance. And what are, in the session, what are the goals that we're going to look at. Towards the bottom, it'll give you all the different resources that you can start looking at. I have them on the bottom of my screen, and we're going to start looking at some of those. The first one is possible equation sequences. And in the file on the side, it's the very bottom one, so possible equation. And what it is just this. Benchmark number 1, children are asked to be specific about what the equal sign means. A lot of times kids will have confusion with this 8 plus 4, they'll put a 12 right here because the equal sign doesn't mean a balance. So what we want to do is to get kids thinking of what is the balance of that equal sign, and it doesn't always mean the end of an equation. So 8 plus 4 is equal to 7 plus 5, and getting that thinking going back and forth. Not only having plus signs on one side, but having multiplication and division signs on the other. So if you look at benchmark number 2, 7 is equal to 3 plus 4, or I could have 7 plus 7, and the kids are going to see that this is true. Or I could have something like 5 plus 2 equals 3 plus 4, and do kids know that that's a balance on both sides. Building off what they do accept, here are some true-false questions that you can take kids through. Is 7 equal to 7? If they say yes, you keep going on. 3 plus 4, is that equal to 7? Yes, and then keep going. 3 plus 4 equals 7 plus 0, and just continue the whole conversation. And that's benchmark 2. Sometimes kids are going to have some really simple times believing that's true, and then they're going to have some stuff that's going to be a little bit harder. Everything that we're looking at is the work from Carpenter over at what is it? I believe it's Wisconsin, University in Wisconsin. The stuff that we're looking at is from Hamline University, work with that he did with them. But benchmark number 3, children recognize that the equal sign represents a relation between two equal numbers, particularly through calculation. So if you're looking at 14 plus 16 equals 15 plus something, do the kids know that that has to be 15? How do they solve it? Do they add the 14 plus 16 and you get 30? What we want to do is start making the kids have a relational thinking as they're going on to both sides. So if we look at the problem underneath it, 214, 616, how can you use that top equation to help you with the bottom one? Since the 2 and the 6 are the same, in the hundreds place, the 200 and the 600, and the 215, you can just kind of go, so your answer is going to be another, or 615, and they're going to be able to pick up that answer. If you go down a little bit further, 8 times 7 is the same as 4 times 7 plus 4 times 7. It's that distribution theory as we're looking at problems. So those are some of the things that we want to do within benchmark 3. And then benchmark 4 is going more in depth. A lot of our kids are functioning at the benchmark 4 level, and a lot of our kids aren't. So it's how do you get them to that level? Some of the other resources that are there that you can look at are, let's look at the Smartboard one. It's this equality lesson notebook. Whenever it says notebook, it's a Smartboard lesson. And I just wanted to show you what that looks like. If you go in the very beginning, it's equality. Here are your learning objectives. There's a cute little thing. What I like to try to do is incorporate Smartboard whenever I can. But if you click on the little frog, he's going to talk about all kinds of different vocabulary words. And if you want to put all those words outside, click on the little arrow and they're going to show up on the outside. Reset, just hit reset. The next piece are two websites that you can look at. This is the second time I've mentioned the Math Dictionary for Kids. Then there's another one, Learn Alberta. Use either dictionary. What I like to do with kids a lot of times are the Friar cards or Friar word study. And you put the word in the middle, the definition of what the word is, facts and characteristics, examples and non-examples, to get them thinking about the whole process. Here's another non-examples chart that you can use. Graphic organizers really help kids with their thinking. The next piece, just fill in the missing number. And these are kind of cool. If you drag them through to the other side, you can get what the answer is. So if kids are working, what is 9 plus 3, that is equal to what plus 7? And starting to get the kids thinking about that whole balance thinking, and then you get into harder problems over here. So it's actually the same questions that you saw before, but now it's a Smartboard version. And then here are some other questions that you can go through. One-step equations, going on what that equal sign means, what do you have to do. Answers are on the bottom, you just drag them up, and if it's right, it will go in. If it's wrong, it will bounce back out. But then there are some other resources as you're kind of going through. Here's some classroom work. In the tabs on the side, I have a bunch of other stuff that you can look at to get you kind of started. And then one of my favorite pieces is this whole hands-on equations. If you've ever taught with hands-on equations, you can use this as a resource. It's kind of nice to start looking at it. And I will have a link on the website about hands-on equations and how to use that. But here are some tools that the kids can use for hands-on equations. Let's see, some of the other resources that we have that you can pull up are number balance. Here are some just different activities from the web that go into that whole number balance. And it gives you teacher notes, lesson ideas, year 1, year 2 students. It's everything that we were just talking about, a bunch of different websites. Another one on that page is equal sign to explore. Here are some more questions that you can start thinking, and some of it's professional development kind of stuff. Get you centered around what the thinking is of the understanding of the equal sign and what to explore. And then some of it's for the kids. And here are just some other resources. And I'm getting close to my 8-minute limit, so I'm going to say that's all for now. Talk to you on the next one.